Hello and a very warm welcome to July. If you're watching me in real time, it's the 1st of July, beginning of a brand new month, beginning kind of a brand new season 2 with summer. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the weather gets just a little bit better. But more importantly for us here in the Wellbeing Studios, which is where I am right now, it is the launch day of, the brand new edition, the summer edition of Liz Earle Wellbeing Magazine. Now, as you can see from just some of the magazines behind me, we have created so many editions over the years now. We started off as a digital magazine. So that was, the Christmas one was our first one, maybe about 5 years ago. And we did it just as a one-off, just as a digital download. We thought this would be fun to do. I love Christmas. I love all things to do with festivities and family and fun, but feeling good at the same time. So kind of putting our little well-being twist on it. So that was the first one that we did, and it was only online. It was a digital, it was actually an app. And then it went really well, and everybody said, can we have another one? So we thought, well, maybe we'll do quarterly, maybe we'll do another one, and we'll think about spring and all the lovely feasts and festivals that we have. So we have Easter and Mother's Day and Valentine's Day. So we did a whole lovely kind of well-being take on that. And that seemed to go down really well. And then so many of you said, we love this and it's great to have it online, but what we'd really love to do is to see it in print. And that was kind of a big moment because I've worked in magazines, most of my working life. My first kind of proper job, if you like, was on Woman's Journal. I was a beauty assistant, beauty editor 35 years ago. So, magazines are kind of almost where I began. And over the years, we've seen lots of changes in the world of magazines, and so many of them have folded or they've just moved online. Everyone said, print is dead, no one's going to read printed paper anymore. So we started in digital because we thought, well, that was the way to go, that would be the new thing. And of course, I don't think really realistically you can ever beat the tangibility of actually picking up something really genuine that physically exists, the printed page. And for lots of reasons, I think that the print, and I'll talk about that perhaps in a moment, is sometimes more trusted because it's so easy to change things online. If you get something wrong as a journalist, you think, never mind, I'll just pop back online and change it. But of course, if you commit something to print, you don't have that luxury. So you really, really have to think very hard. And you can't see, but actually, perhaps I'll show you another time. Out of vision here, I've got some of my books, and I've written 36 or so books over the years. And, whenever you submit a manuscript as an author to your publisher, one of the first things they do is they have it legaled. Because they need to make sure that everything is really proper, because as the publisher, they are legally bound by that to make sure that you're not, doing anything defamatory or slanderous or anything like that. So, it's really important when you actually print, when you're physically printing something. So I think there is a trustworthiness to it. And also, I've got books here that I've written, my first one 30 years ago. And you can go back and you can see them very easily. You can pick them up and you can look and you can say, well, has that stood the test of time? What was the research like? What was the evidence for that? How was it written? Was it evidence-based? And so there is something that makes you really focus your mind when you're doing something in print. So that's it, I suppose, from an authority point of view. But also, I think when you can actually get off a screen, I know we're all watching screens right now, but I think to have the option. So we have digital editions as well. Obviously, I know many of you tune in and watch from around the world, and it's just super easy, isn't it? And it's very quick. And in fact, I have the Readly app, and so I use that. And if I want to just see perhaps a back issue of the magazine, or I'm cooking something in the kitchen, I need to find a recipe really quickly, then rather than flick through the magazines, then I can just go online and find it. The same with the website, obviously, Liz Earle Wellbeing website. But I think the option to sit and just to chill out, whether you're, sitting in the garden or the park, or you're on a bus, or you're just at home on the sofa with a nice cup of tea, and just having something that takes us away from screens. And I've had some really lovely messages actually from our magazine community. So thank you very much. My team and I, we do read all the messages and comments, and we do work on feedback. So it's lovely to hear what you think. So I hope in the comments below here on YouTube that you will actually put some comments about the magazine, because we love feedback. We love to know which articles you enjoy the most, what you'd like to see more of, ideas for the future. You know, we are evolving all the time. So when I think back to those early days when we actually took the decision to go into print, back then we were quarterly, so you only had 4 issues a year. And I know many of you still have those. You've been with us since the early days. And then as we grew and we expanded and we realized that there was this amazing magazine reading community and fellowship and friendship out there, we thought that we would go bi-monthly. So that's where we are at the moment. And, you know, I think we will genuinely stay with that. I don't think we'll go monthly. I think it would probably personally kill me. But also, I like the pace of every other month. So this new one, which is sizzling hot off the press, this is July, August. This is designed basically to take you right the way through the summer. Hopefully through the summer holidays, if you're lucky enough to be having one, or you've got, you know, school children or grandchildren who are on holiday, that's the season. And I like the flow of that. I like the flow that we can enjoy something for a couple of months. So, you know, if you haven't got time to read it, it's fine. There's no pressure. You know, you've got 8 weeks to enjoy this. And it really is packed with information. Very, very few adverts. We don't carry many adverts. It's, you know, the majority is editorial and features written by myself and my team. I'm super lucky to have an incredibly talented team. You can see them actually all written, what they call the masthead here below my editor's letter, lists everybody. And I've got some superb writers and some superb contributors. So some of the team work, they were based here in the studios. Most of them now work from home. I have a few that come and go now in the studios, which is lovely to see everybody getting back to a bit of normality. But I have my own kind of core team. And then we have some amazing people who write on a regular basis, and you can see them here. So, for example, if I just flick through, I'm not going to show you the whole magazine because I did that once before and I got into real trouble by somebody who said, "Oh, you've spoilt the surprise. I love getting it through the post and then just being able to turn the pages and discover what you've all written." So I'm not going to do that, but I will just give you a little overview so you can see from the contents just how many features we have. You know, it really is jam-packed, and we have regulars that we do all the time, and then we have specials. And the focus really, it kind of is here what it says at the top of the cover. These are our focuses, if you like. They're our pillars, our core principles for the magazine. We've got food, health, beauty, travel, home and nature. And those 6 elements are the kind of the hooks that we hang our hats on throughout the magazine. And, you know, I've always believed that we are what we eat and how we live, and we can hopefully regain so much control about how we age, particularly if we understand, you know, knowledge is power, and so much of this magazine is about encouraging and sharing knowledge. So in addition, obviously food, really important. So I'll just give you a quick little look here. This is the recipe index. So if ever you want to find in the magazine what the recipes are, you can simply go to the recipe index. And we always try and do a mixture of food and drink. It's always seasonal, great believer in local seasonal eating. So the seasonality of it is really important. And we have lots of different things. So for example, in this issue, because it's the high summer one, we're talking about picnics, how to make the perfect picnic, and amazing recipes. The turmeric and lemon hummus, for example, is absolutely fantastic. There's a cauliflower and kale salad. So we're using lots of sulfurous and cruciferous vegetables with a Caesar style dressing. But it's not all, you know, what would you call super healthy, because there's a sweet spot here. We've got an amazing classic Victoria sponge, but we're giving you the option. You can use sugar or you can use stevia. You can use a natural herbal sweetener. So we try and do things with a well-being twist always. These are absolutely delicious, by the way, the peach and raspberry crumble bars. Great if you're traveling, great for picnics, great for snacks. And this is also a real winner, the plum, toasted almond and star anise upside down cake. That's absolute winner. I'll see if I can find a picture of that. I might just share that with you. So we start off with kind of well-being news and views. We try and keep it topical. I've got an amazing health and beauty writer, Ellie Smith. She just writes really well on taking a deep dive often into an area of beauty or looking at a new ingredient maybe that might be of interest. Hannah Martin, she's one of our regular contributors, brilliant makeup artist. Hannah's been a close friend of mine for many years, and I've interviewed her on my Instagram. She makes up all sorts of top people that she's far too modest to talk about She's also on TV on Channel 5 with the 10 Years Younger programme. So I'm just really thrilled that she's bringing her knowledge, her expert makeup knowledge, and she tends to take a look at something that's topical or investigate new products and try things and let us know what she thinks. So this particular feature that she's done for us is all about bronzers and how to get that natural glow using some of the latest ideas, which, I mean, she's put things in here that I'd never heard of. So I'm always really fascinated to read her copy. We always try and do some homemade things as well. So there's some homemade beauty recipes, which I just think are always really fun to do and nice to have as a a fun thing. We've interviewed a great entrepreneur. So this is Rosie Kandwala, who is an amazing olderpreneur, if you like, from Tanzania. And she has a sugaring company. And so I thought it would be nice to hear a little bit more about her, and of course sugaring, that natural form of hair removal, really interesting, particularly for this time of year. Then we've got some book extracts. We're talking about menopause, obviously. We're talking about some interesting supplements that you can take. Here I talk about collagen in particular. I know lots and lots of you have been interested to hear about collagen. So I've done quite a long article on that. Dr. Soph. Hope you heard my podcast with Dr. Soph recently. She's amazing. I so enjoyed talking to her and talking all about our emotions and physiological and psychological wellness. Really, really good. She's a really cool woman. So do take a listen to her podcast. And we've actually written quite a lot with her. Doing some yoga. We have multitasking members of my wellbeing team. So Amy, who's our digital editor, she's also a fully qualified yoga teacher. So here she doubles up as a yoga instructor as well as doing her digital. So thank you very much for that, Amy. Dr. Harriet Holm, she's a great contributor. I've podcasted with her before. She is an amazing nutrition warrior as well as a serious medic. She's worked in cancer research, particularly with children, and she's a young mum to young children, and so she is really very switched on. And she's writing here all about the metabolism and ways that we can improve it. So yeah, that's a really, really good read. Coming on to the food section, obviously lots. I'm not going to show you too much because I don't want to kind of give the game away, but let me see if I can find that delicious tart recipe. Oh gosh, this picnic things, it's making me hungry just looking at it. So delicious. And I just love the photography as well. You know, I think we eat with our eyes, and I think we can get inspired to cook new things by, when we see really inspirational, beautiful pictures. So I have a great photographic team as well. Here we go. Plum, toasted almond and star anise upside down cake. I defy you not to be impressed by that. And it's easy to make and so delicious. I love the combination of those flavors. I love the spices, the star anise with a little bit of the plum there. So moving on, we've got things for the home. Really important to have a nice home environment and find little things that can cheer. And then there's a newish section here at the back. You'll know about Liz Loves. So Liz Loves is a program that we started last year where we try and get affiliate discount codes to talk about new products. They're often female founder-led brands, because I guess being a female founder and an entrepreneur, that's kind of what I'm drawn to. Those are the kind of brand founders that I want to support and just shine a spotlight on smaller brands who don't have marketing budgets or can't afford to advertise, and we can kind of come alongside and work together on various things. So they are almost invariably British brands, and they're ones that are smaller but working so well in the world of wellness and well-being, doing things that are interesting and useful and helpful that you might not have heard of elsewhere. So here we're talking about Delilah. That's a really good makeup brand. They've got a great makeup bronzer, and they've given us, we've got a 20% off code. Cell Return, obviously that's the company that Lily Earle, my eldest daughter, started, talking about LED technology. She's a real beauty tech whiz. We've got fashion discounts, lots of different supplements, Healthy Juice Company, seaweed, Better You, vitamin D, all those really important things that we should be looking at. Then another of my favourite contributors, who's usually towards the end of the magazine, is Sarah Raven. Sarah Raven, what a gardening guru, what a goddess in the garden. She is just amazing. She's also a qualified doctor. Did you know that? She was a hospital doctor before she started her gardening. And she just writes so well about the seasonality of what we can grow, what we can pick, what we could be planting. And then she shares a recipe. I mean, this is amazing. Beetroot and smoked haddock gratin. How well does that look? Just brilliant. Then we've got some lovely flowers and flower arranging, because that's just always such a nice thing. There's a nice piece again about gardening and ecology. Then a little bit on travel. Travel obviously has been a bit curtailed recently, but here in this feature we are talking all about South Devon and some really lovely places to go to. If you follow me on my other social media channels, Instagram for example, you'll know that I was down in Salcombe not that long ago, and part of the reason for going there was to do research for this travel feature and also meet with some of the brands that we wanted to talk about, and people who are just doing amazing things like Will Bees in Salcombe, or the Crab Shed, or Salcombe Dairy. So lots to read about there and enjoy, bringing that to life a little bit. Amazing competition. Do make sure you enter the competition. We always try and have a fabulous one. This is an amazing away for a few nights. And it is actually valid until 2022, so hopefully there'll be opportunity for the winner to take it up. This is a 3-night stay at the Marbella Nido Hotel for 2 guests in a luxury junior suite. So incredible. That looks so great, doesn't it? So take a look at that. It's free to enter. But you've got to be in it to win it, so you may as well enter it. Someone has to win it. And then there's a book club. So talking about holiday reads, you can tag us if you're reading some of the books that we're reading here. We've got a Liz Earle Wellbeing book club going on. And then this is a new section here that you might like to take a look at. We've called this Dive into the World of Wellbeing. And this is all the different ways that you can connect with us. And I really hope that you do, because we've got lots of social media channels. Obviously, we've got YouTube here. We've got our newsletter that comes out every Friday afternoon. So 4 o'clock Friday afternoons, that's when your wellbeing newsletter will come into your inbox. And we also have our podcasts. Currently, we're doing 2 a week. We've got the long form podcast show, the Liz Earle Wellbeing Show. That goes out on a Wednesday afternoon. And then I do my shorter podcast, which is the Friday 5, which goes out every Friday. Really good one this week. So if you're watching me in real time, do take a listen to the Friday 5 on the 2nd of July. Or if you're watching me later on Catch Up, you'll be able to find it in your archive. I'm interviewing a centenarian, an amazing woman called Christian Lamb. She was a World War II veteran, and she published her first book at the age of 80. And she's just about to publish her 5th book shortly after, I think, her 101st birthday. And she's an amazing plants woman. She's a real expert in gardenias and camellias. And she's a public speaker. And she took up painting at the age of 98. I mean, talk about aging well and being a well-being warrior. I was so inspired to meet her. And because I'm in my 50s, and I always think, well, it's great to have a good second half. How do we have a better second half? How do we go through our later years fitter and stronger, more capable, healthier, happier than ever before? And I look to somebody like Christian, and I think you are a living, breathing example of that. So an absolute icon. Do take a listen if you haven't yet heard her speak. So lots of lovely comments. So we do, as I say, we do read your comments and we do pick up on them. So please do comment, feel free, on any of our channels. Then one of the features right at the end of the magazine, so I'm nearly finished, that is really close to my heart, is shining a spotlight on a charity or an organisation that is supporting others that perhaps doesn't get very much publicity. And this is an amazing charity. It's called Horatio's Garden. I won't say too much about it. I'll leave you to read about it, but I defy you not to be inspired. It's an extraordinary organisation, so a real privilege to be able to mention them in the magazine. And then right at the end, I just do an end piece, which is a personal note from me. It's called In Truth, and it's where I share something that's quite personal. And I'm not going to show you that. I shall leave you to find out what that is. And then on the back cover, we have just little snippets of what the magazine is about, really. It's about fun things, cakes, live life in balance, I always say. But it's also, the healthy stuff too, the good stuff, things you can make at home, things that you can enjoy, things that bring joy and life to your senses. Lots of beauty stuff, obviously, lots of nice travel and natural beauty, natural goodness that's all around us. So there we are. That's a quick romp through the brand new edition of Liz Earle Wellbeing Magazine. It is the July-August edition. Before I go, I should just say, don't forget, it's not available in any of the shops. Part of our journey last year with lockdown and all the difficulties that came about with printing and distribution and retail was to come out of the shops. But that is good news for our readers because it means that we can send it to you directly. It comes through the door, so no matter where you are, what you're doing, you can get it delivered straight to your door, and it comes with free P&P in the UK, so it doesn't even cost you anything to have it posted, and we can put discounts on. So do check it out. If you've not yet subscribed, there will be a link below. But I hope this has given you a little flavour of what we do, what we intend to keep on doing with your love and support, because we can only continue to provide this, obviously, if we have our subscribers. So we are super grateful to all of you who do subscribe. Don't forget, please let the team and me know what you think. Put suggestions, ideas, things that you love, things that you'd like to see more of in the comments below, and we really look forward to reading them all. Thank you very much. Enjoy your issue. Bye-bye.